Okay, I would like to invite you to the stage, please, Rex.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Pleasure to be here. My name is Rex Sumner, and some of you may recognize that name from Facebook, and yes, I am the snake catcher of Ubud. But today, I'm not here to show you snakes, but I'm here in my position as the personal assistant to Raja Samu Samu, who is the king of Nusa Laut, which is in the Malukus, which is part of Indonesia, because as some people think that Indonesia is just Bali, but it actually stretches east to west further than New York to California. And it's pretty deep as well, so it's a huge country when we consider it. It's our Tanah Air kita, our land and sea. And there used to be 500 kings in Indonesia at independence. We're left with 280 still together. Raja Samu Samu has perhaps the oldest bloodline of kings of any in Indonesia. It stretches back into mythology. According to the myth, it goes back to Noah. He's a direct descendant of Noah through his eldest son. The interesting thing about him from your point of view is he is the leader of a race of people who were sea people. Their people ruled an empire that stretched from Madagascar to America 3,500 years ago, called Ilaga Ligo, that you've never heard of. And how did these people traverse the great wastes of the ocean without a compass, without maps? And the answer is in spirituality, having that link to the divine, to the ultimate, being able to trace their route across the trackless wastes and arrive immediately in the right spot, which was rather useful for them, as most of them were pirates and conquerors and things of this nature. But the only people who had the skill to take them across the sea were their navigators, who became their kings, their leaders. And Raja Samu Samu is a direct descendant from thousands of years of these people, and it's an inherited spiritual skill. Now I want to talk to you briefly about kings and show you some of the difference of the kings here. I don't know, many of you may be Americans and you don't know what kings are. But have we got Europeans here? Are there any Europeans here? Well, you know what kings and queens are. They're these terrible people who became king or queen by murdering loads of people, and anybody who disagreed with them, off with their head. That is the European way of a king or queen. Might is right. In Indonesia, kings were different. The kings here could only become king with God's grace, through spirituality. How does one gain spirituality? Well, normally, Indonesian kings would go and sit in a cave for 10 years and meditate and come out close to God. How do you know whether somebody is close to God? How do you know if your king is spiritual? They care about the people. Think about it. How many European kings did we have who cared about the people? Give them cake, said Marie Antoinette, before they cut her head off. Because they didn't care, they only cared about themselves. And that's the difference with kings in Indonesia. They care about their people, or they are not a king. Their spiritualness and their love shines through. And now you're going to have speaking to you what the Secretary General of the Association of Indonesian Kings, the man who can speak for Indonesia, who is changing Indonesia for the better, who has a well thought out plan to change things here, despite all the oppression that still exists and overcoming the ages of the Suharto period, which were interesting. Let's leave it at that. So let's consider the positive. Let's consider the man who doesn't sleep at night. Instead, he is spiritually looking after his people. His people are Christian. He is a Muslim. He doesn't care. He looks after them at night. So would we please welcome Raja Samu Samu of Nusa Laut.
Good afternoon to all of you. You are is my love. I am Raja Samu Samu 16 Stefan Koning Stambung from Maluku. My full name Upulatu ML Beni Ahmad Samu Samu. Like as Rex had explained about maybe a little story about my kingdom and myself. But please apologize me if my English not good. Firstly, I am very excited and would like to thank for the honorary invitation to attend the Conscious Society event. My presence here to provide full morally and spiritual to support the Conscious Society. What will and has been done by the Conscious Society is almost the same as what the king did. Because to be a king must be able to do spiritual, should have the power of magic and ready to face to judge the enemy only, but should be able to follow to the development of the technology in this world. Before, I always give help to other people with spiritual and medical treatment outside. Like many way and technique of the conscious society does. For the example, maybe you can be open of the Google, you can searching my name is Raja Samu Samu 6. You can see about anything about me, include of the like as the magic or spirit when the Kick ND Metro TV of Jakarta, the international television, to kick me and any tragedy in the Metro TV. I trust and believe with this activity of the conscious society, everyone who led and its member will be able to provide the best solution for them and for the world. I am Raja Samu Samu 6 to support the Conscious Society mission to create a global society of the people that care for each other and this planet. I am Raja Samu Samu 6 to support the Conscious Society mission a vision for a world without a problem. From here, I am Raja Samu Samu. Look forward to giving blessing to all that attend and to congratulations and success at the implementation of the conscious society. Who principles I ask my younger brother William, would you like come and please explain about the principle of the conscious?
Truth, love, and unity.
Thank you. This is the same philosophy as Indonesia, namely Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, is the same unity in diversity. And just like a title song, We Are the One by Michael Jackson. Thank you. Maybe for stand by me with you. Thank you and congratulations for this event. And the last, my word, I love you all. Thank you. Raja Samu Samu Nam. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your blessings and your presence. You want the center stage again?
I'm very, very sorry to all of you. Sometimes I'm is not sometimes, but I is the same human like you. When I have a spirit to speak to support of this event, I forgot about a little, and I beg standing on front of you. I would like us to my younger brother William, please. You can see. Please take the picture. You can see what happened front of you. You know.
We have a slight problem with his shirt here, Raja.
I am King of Samu Samu. I am Raja Samu Samu VI of the last of Koning Stambul. I am as the General Secretary of Board of Sultans, Raja Sultan of Nusantara, Indonesia. I put this speech endorsement from President Republic Indonesia. I put this speech to you as family, royal family of Nusantara. William, very clear.